Your belief, your food, and your nervous system can make or break you. You often think that you are tired because you're simply lazy. But the real reason you're being so exhausted and tired isn't because your body is physically tired. It's because it thinks that you are dying, that you are in danger. And therefore, it switches on the survival mode. And the worst part is that you have been treating the symptoms for way too long. Coffee, pushing through, trying harder, and you have completely missed what is actually happening underneath. Today in this video, I'm going to show you 3 signs that you're actually stuck in survival modes and how you can fix this with 3 buckets on every shift, right? So there are no hacks, there are no fluffs, no morning routine habits, just the truth about what is keeping you stuck. Let's get into the video right now. First symptom is constant fatigue. And I don't just mean lack of sleep or stayed up late kind of tiredness. I mean the kind that even when you have like 8 hours of sleep, you still feel like you need naps later. Here's what nobody tells you about that kind of tired. It isn't actually a sleep problem, it is actually a signal problem. When your body has been in survival mode for way too long, its primary function is to conserve energy, not to make you energized. That means your brain, instead of being focused, it switches the primary function of the brain and it gives you all this brain fog and you feel not motivated, and even basic decision making gets too much. And if we keep on going like this, burnout actually becomes your baseline. You stop performing and you just start functioning. You are there, but you're not actually there. You know what I mean? You know that version of yourself that used to think clearly, move swiftly, create things. That person starts feeling like a different person. Here are 3 shifts that I want you to look into, right? Shift number 1 is your mindset. Stop wearing exhaustion as a badge of honor. I know the culture celebrates it. I only slept for 4 hours, I've been grinding non-stop, but the moment fatigue becomes your badge, your identity, your body commits to it. You have to stop confusing struggle with progress. Shift number 2 is food. Prioritize protein at breakfast, not coffee first, not a granola bar, actual protein that comes from real food that stabilizes your blood sugar and satiates your hunger. It affects your cortisol levels because it directly affects how you feel by 2 p.m. So there's no afternoon lag. Small shifts gives you big differences. And shift number 3 will be your nervous system, right? For your nervous system, schedule recovery before you think you need it, before you go into burnout. Not when you already feel broken and then you start looking for answers. Recovery isn't a reward after working so hard, it is maintenance. Put it into the calendar the same way you put client meetings, the same way you put workouts in your calendar. That is symptom number 1. The second symptom is one that a lot of people laugh off or dismiss, but it is the one that is quietly ending careers and relationship. And that is emotional numbness. You stop caring, not about everything all at once. It is subtler than that. The project that you were once excited about 2 months ago now just feels like another task. The people you love now feel like background noise. That's not burnout in dramatic sense. That is your brain trying to segregate emotional fuel. When you are in survival mode, right, your nervous system doesn't have the bandwidth or resources to keep you emotionally engaged with everything around you, and it starts filtering off threats. A lot of people just leave it like that, and you become someone people cannot teach anymore. You start making decisions from detached, cynical place, and slowly you lose trust with people around you because they can feel that you're not there anymore. Cynicism is a protective mechanism. That's all it is. Your nervous system builds a wall to stop you from feeling things that actually makes it overwhelm. The problem is that the wall blocks everything, not just the bad stuff, also the good stuff. You start being so good at filtering, and the first step is just naming it. This isn't who I am. This is what I have coped with to survive. 2. Food, omega-3 and magnesium. Not optional. These directly support your neurotransmitter system that regulate your emotional range. Deficiency in either one of them are clinically linked to low mood and emotional burning. Start there before anything else. And step 3 is nervous system. You need to decompress daily. You need to have 5 minutes of decompression daily routine. Not just meditation, not just journaling, but deliberate non-output. No podcast, no constant bombarding with these sensory signals. Basically do nothing, right? It sounds useless until you realize how rarely you actually do it. Even in my retreats, right, I have these moments of silence where you are deliberately keeping yourself in silence, because only then you notice what is going on in my head. And then you will notice that you create this bandwidth where you tend to reflect and you have next steps to take. These are very important moments. And third symptom is sneaky because it looks almost like productivity. Symptom number 3, can't switch off. The moment you waited for off day from work, off day from your entrepreneurship, and off day from all kinds of work, right? And your brain just doesn't stop. You're lying on the bed, your mind is just running on all of these tasks that you need to do, the thoughts you had during meetings. You're on a walk, but you're mentally writing emails. You are with your family, but then your awareness is somewhere else. People often think that those are ambitions. I used to think that was ambition too, because I'm often occupied, right? But it's not. Those are just signs of dysregulated nervous system that literally doesn't know how to turn off or shift out of threat mode. This is the one that people underestimate the most. Your recovery never actually recovers. You think you took a weekend off for holidays, but your nervous system is running on 80% the whole time. When Monday comes, you are starting from a deficit again, right? This is how your week goes through. So when you push that deficit again and again and again, you can't push through at all. That is why it feels so difficult. That is why we have Monday blues. 3 shifts that you need in this moment is mindset. Real skill, not just a shift. You have to practice this, right? Start with 10 minutes guilt-free zones. I think moms have the most difficulty doing this. No productivity, no mom roles. Train your brain to tolerate a way that you train your muscles. Cut off any caffeine after midday, and in the evening, consume foods that are high in tryptophans, right? Turkey, eggs, seeds. Tryptophan is a precursor for melatonin. You're basically slowing down your brain naturally instead of fighting it at 11 p.m. Third is your nervous system, the psychological sigh, right? Like when you inhale through your nose and when you exhale, just instant signal to your nervous system. And this is evidence-backed, a way to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Best part is it takes only 6 seconds to do this. Practice doing this when you feel you're unable to switch off. It works every time. Here's the thing most videos about burnout miss, right? These 3 symptoms, the fatigue, the emotional numbness, the inability to rest, they are not 3 separate problems. These are going on within one single loop. Fatigue leads to emotional shutdown. Emotional shutdown leads to not being able to rest, not being able to be present, and not being able to rest leads back to fatigue. You can't fix one without the other. You have to interrupt the whole loop. And the way you interrupt isn't by trying harder or finding the right supplement. It's by acknowledging that your body is not broken. And now you have to show it consistently that the threat is no longer there. Which of this resonated with you more? Share it in the comments. I read them all. I'd love to know. And if you know someone who's running on empty fuel, share this with them. I'll see you in the next one.